The Sonics relocation, betrayal for billionaires. Seattle loved basketball. The league loved Oklahoma money more. The Seattle Supersonics were stolen, not moved. New owner Clay Bennett promised to keep them in Seattle. Emails later revealed the plan was always relocation. The city fought. Lawsuits filed. Fans rallied. The league stood silent. In 2008, the Sonics were gone. Kevin Durant was now a Thunder. No ceremony, no respect, just erasure. Why? Oklahoma City offered tax breaks, a shiny arena, and zero resistance. The NBA didn't just abandon a fan base, it sold them out. Loyalty meant nothing. Revenue did. Reggie Lewis, death on the court, cover up, off it. He collapsed twice. Doctors warned him. The Celtics kept pushing. Reggie Lewis was Boston's next superstar, but in 1993 he collapsed during a playoff game. Diagnosed with a heart condition, he was told not to play again. He got second opinions, softer ones. He trained anyway. Then during an off-season practice, he collapsed and died. He was 27. Rumors swirled. Misdiagnosis. Pressure from the Celtics. Ignored red flags. The team denied everything. Medical records disappeared. His death was ruled natural causes. But many believed it wasn't fate. It was failure wrapped in silence. Jason Williams. Manslaughter, lies, and silence. He shot a man, then tried to cover it up with bleach. In 2002, Jason Williams accidentally shot his limo driver while showing off a shotgun. The driver died. Williams tried to clean the scene with bleach. Witnesses said he asked teammates to lie. He wasn't convicted of manslaughter until 2010, after years of mistrials and delays. During that time, the NBA distanced itself quietly. No public statements, no condemnation. He was a former All-Star, now a convict, but the league never owned his name, because scandals are easier to bury than to face. O.J. Mayo, blacklisted overnight, no explanation, given no press conference, no return, just erased. O.J. Mayo had flaws, inconsistency, minor suspensions, whispers of off-court issues. But in 2016, the NBA hit him with a 2-year ban for violating its drug policy. They never said what substance, never gave details. After the ban, Mayo never returned. He vanished from the league like he never existed. No redemption arc, no second chance, just a blank spot in history. The league moved on fast and left no trail behind. Fans still don't know what happened, and maybe they were never supposed to. Donald Sterling's final leak. Why now? They tolerated him for decades. One tape changed everything. But why then? In 2014, a leaked recording of Donald Sterling telling his girlfriend not to associate with black people at games went viral. Public outrage exploded. The NBA banned him for life. Sponsors fled. But Sterling had been sued for racism since the 80s. The league knew. They just didn't act until the evidence went public. Some believed the leak was timed, strategic, convenient, maybe from within. The NBA didn't discover Sterling's racism. They finally lost the power to hide it. The scandal wasn't what he said. It was how long the league let him keep saying it. The Zion Williamson lawsuits and hidden contracts. Behind the highlights and dunks, lawsuits, betrayal, and silence. Zion Williamson's rookie year was electric, but off the court, it was chaos. Former marketing agent Gina Ford sued him, claiming breach of contract. She demanded proof he took illegal benefits at Duke. Court filings hinted at cars, housing, and secret deals. Zion's team denied everything, but documents were sealed. Evidence never saw daylight. The NBA never investigated. Media moved on. Zion kept playing. Behind the smiles and Nike ads was a legal war built on silence and buried truths. The league had a new face, and they weren't letting anything ruin it. Ja Morant's gun. Incidents and image control won. Flashing gun on IG Live. And $1 billion brand blinked. In 2023, Ja Morant was seen flashing a gun on Instagram Live. Then again, twice in months, the NBA suspended him. Sponsors paused campaigns, but the league's response felt rehearsed. Swift public punishment, zero internal details. Was it an isolated act or a pattern? Local police investigated. No charges filed. Ja apologized. Again, but the questions never stopped. How deep did it go? Was the league protecting its next superstar or just protecting itself? In the age of viral mistakes, the NBA's biggest weapon isn't discipline, it's narrative control. Derrick Rose's rape case, immediate evasion. The trial happened, you just didn't hear much about it. In 2016, Derrick Rose stood trial for sexual battery. The accusations were graphic. The civil case was brutal. Texts, contradictions, conflicting testimonies. But mainstream sports media stayed quiet. Coverage was minimal. The NBA gave no comment. Rose was never suspended. He played through the case. Eventually, the jury sided with him. But questions remained about the night, the system, the silence. When athletes are stars, justice doesn't disappear. It just dims. And for many fans, the trial never happened at all. That's exactly how the league wanted it. Kyrie Irving versus the machine. Anti-vax, anti-league. He didn't break the rules. He questioned them. And that was enough. Kyrie Irving refused the COVID vaccine in 2021. New York laws barred him from playing home games. The NBA didn't suspend him, but didn't defend him either. He became the face of problem players. Later, he shared a controversial documentary link, sparking accusations of anti-Semitism. He apologized, still got suspended. Kyrie wasn't guilty of violence or crime. His real offense was resisting control, publicly, repeatedly. To the league, Kyrie was chaos, unpredictable, dangerous to the narrative. And in modern basketball, that's a sin greater than any foul on the court. Ben Simmons and the weaponization of mental health. He didn't want to play, but was that injury, fear, or something else? In 2021, Ben Simmons refused to suit up for the Sixers. He cited mental health concerns. The team withheld pay. He fired back. The standoff dragged for months. Fans mocked. Media speculated. But no one really knew what was true. Was he unfit to play? Or just done with Philly? The league walked a tightrope. Support mental health, but avoid setting a precedent. Simmons eventually got traded, but the damage was done. His case exposed a darker truth. In the NBA, mental health isn't just protected. It's policed, weaponized, and monetized. Daryl Morey versus China, billions lost, overnight. One tweet, two flags, and a billion-dollar empire fell silent. In 2019, Daryl Morey tweeted support for Hong Kong. China cut ties instantly. Broadcasts were pulled. Sponsors vanished. The NBA lost hundreds of millions overnight. The league responded, not with defiance, but with silence. Morey apologized. Players dodged questions. Adam Silver walked a diplomatic tightrope. China was too big to offend, so the league folded. The message was clear. Free speech ends where revenue begins. The NBA markets itself as progressive, until the bottom line tells it to shut up. The NBA's silence on Uyghur genocide. They spoke up for everything, except the one thing that cost too much. Nike made statements. Teams wore slogans. Players raised fists. But when reports of Uyghur forced labor in China reached global headlines, the NBA said nothing. Training academies in Xinjiang quietly closed. League ties to Chinese factories were buried. Journalists were shut out. No official statements, no outrage. The NBA, always vocal on justice, went quiet. Why? Because calling it genocide meant losing the China market. And in the modern league, human rights end, where international contracts begin. Silence wasn't a mistake. It was policy. The 2020 bubble, zero COVID cases, data or deception. Thousands tested, not a single positive. Too perfect? The NBA bubble in Orlando was hailed as a miracle. Daily tests, isolated players, zero COVID cases. But some insiders whispered doubts. Were false positives buried? Were test results filtered before public release? Media access was limited. Transparency was thin. The league had billions on the line and an image to protect. A single outbreak could have collapsed the season. So maybe the bubble really was perfect, or maybe it was just perfectly controlled. In a crisis, truth bends, especially when it stands in the way of basketball.